words, she can supervise her store herself from anywhere in the world. So the type of manager that you will now need going forward will be a different type. Supervisors will become irrelevant. Education today must therefore be education for employability, a sort of education that makes us employable and that makes us relevant in the technologies and in the opportunities that are presenting itself today. So our curricula, the university curricula of tertiary education, must be versatile, it must be dynamic. The focus must be on innovation, on critical thinking, on interdisciplinary thinking, on design thinking, on synergizing and collaboration with others across the world to solve problems. The era of cramming the teacher's notes and just reproducing those notes for high grades is over. The graduate of the future is a problem solver. The graduates that we're pushing out today are problem solvers, thinkers, entrepreneurs. Our educators and policymakers, schools and universities must adapt their curricula, their policies and projects to improve the skills that enable the graduate to nimbly and constantly respond to the ever-changing face of the economy and the workplace. A student of humanities today, equipped with the best skills or with the right skills and mindset, will be part of the collaboration to build an application that will redefine an aspect of our business. In other words, a student of history, a student of English, a student of languages, without any previous scientific training or knowledge, can, with the right skills that are being taught today, with even just self-teaching, can develop applications that will change the business, that will change business and industry and earn a lot of money. Because applications are developed by collaboration. So there are those who are scientists. There are those who come from it from a point of view of imagination. There are those who come from the point of view of design. All of them collaborating. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, was more of an artist than a computer scientist. And yet he developed some of the most incredible applications that we've ever seen and made the kind of profit that makes everybody wonder whether they're not in the wrong profession. A man or woman of ideas, no matter your degree, can become, in collaboration with others, the designers or owners of the next application that will make billions and create jobs for millions. This is the exciting future that is ahead of us. The opportunities are limitless. I want to urge all of us, especially the young people who are here, to note that we are in the best times in the history of mankind. Let nobody tell you about the good old days. I've said before, and I'm quoting someone, I'm not so sure who it is, who said that those who keep reminding us of the good old days are probably suffering from memory loss. We must not allow them to keep talking about the good old days. We are in the best times possible today. These are the best times that are possible. And the reason why these are the best times is because we are in the most technologically advanced moment in human history. This is the most technologically advanced moment. This is the most advanced moment in the history of mankind. We have never been as advanced as we are today. It was Fareed Zakaria, the CNN journalist, who said, and I'm quoting him, that the smartphones, the phones that we have today, have more computing power than all of the computing power that took men to the moon on the spacecraft, that first spacecraft that took men to the moon. All the computing power that was in that spacecraft, we now have 100 times that computing power in the smartphones, the phones that we're carrying around today. So we're living in a time of sheer magic, and we must take advantage, and we must take every advantage of it. And I know that the young people here, especially those of the Federal University of Tutsi, are raring to go. The future is certainly bright. Thank you very much. spacecraft, we now have 100 times